and welcome to the XLNC Light League. This is week number 7 here today, and my name is Mr. Moose, and I am joined by the one and the only Kendo Slice. Kendo, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm feeling a lot better now that I got rid of whatever voice I did in the first take of all this. So, we're feeling pretty stinking good, partner. How are you doing?
I think, we're doing pretty good. I'm really happy to be able to see what we've got here today. Week number 7 is coming up, and it is planning on being a banger. I am really excited to see CB Stonk Squad face off against Capedogs Unleashed. But before we get into that and into our week 7 shenanigans, we have a special guest. We've got one of the players from a pretty decent team, I would say. Divine Ascension Obsidian is going to be stopping by, their support player. His name, and you guys might know him as the Coreyjj. Corey, how are you today, man?
Doing really good. Just got off work not too long ago, so we're hanging out. Thanks for having me. On stream with you guys. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. Looking forward to the match tonight. We play against our supposed rivals in this league, so ready to play against them.
Black, right?
They actually go up against Degenerates Ascension
yeah.
this week, so this is going to be. It's
a very part of our
week.
name. That's kind of the big deal. I mean, if we'll see who's ascending in the standings tonight. How about that?
Ooh, I like it. Now, you could argue, Corey, that one of the toughest late season setups is ahead for this DAO squad, and the fact is, you guys have handled yourselves throughout the regular season extremely well, only losing twice. I've got to ask just right off the top, Degenerates Ascension, they have looked very solid throughout. They've earned themselves their spot in the standings. You have Lotus Black in week 8, as well as the Capedogs who are playing tonight here live on the stream. Are you guys worried about maybe losing a couple in the next 3 weeks?
I'm not too worried about it. I think that even if we do end up dropping a couple of games, maybe one to Capedogs, maybe we drop a game tonight. I don't really expect much out of Lotus Black, to be honest. They haven't really impressed me all that much. But I think that Capedogs shown a lot of promise, so maybe we can get something there. But definitely the one tonight is kind of the one that we've been waiting for the most. Just because I'm ready to say hi to Bixis in the bot lane. So I'll be waiting.
We've been looking at a lot of these bottom lanes throughout the splits so far. I mean, when you look at where the standings are in terms of MVP ratings and in terms of, where a lot of the action is happening in these games, it feels like the bottom lane is definitely where it's at. I mean, even you, like Coreyjj, you are at what, like within the top 20 right now for MVP rating. What do you think makes the bottom lane such an important factor here in these light league matches?
Support diff. I think it's a busted role. It's super easy, but it has a lot of influence on the game. It needs a nerf. But no, honestly, we have a lot of really good talent down in the bot lane, so I think that it pushes all of the players to want to play better, want to get better. Right now, I know Bixis is sitting at number 1, and we're hoping to change that tonight for sure. But he's a really great player. I look forward to playing against him. Travis also is really fun to play against last week. And Bully, he's a great support. So I think that there's just a lot of talent in the bot lanes right now, and it's showing through where we have a lot of the top players being the ADC. So definitely a lot of bot focus for some of these teams. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I just think overall there's a lot higher of a skill cap in the bot lane right now comparatively to other roles. Not saying that there isn't high talent in other roles, just the majority of the players seem to be a bit higher on the tree. So feels good though.
Feels good, he says.
Playing against it. I like the challenge. So It's always a fun time.
We talked about the MVP rating, in which you are, as we mentioned before, in the top 20. I want to talk about where you are currently number 1, and that is the assists per game. You throw in the fact that Wasp, currently in the jungle, is sitting at 3rd, 13.4 assists per game. Between that and your 14.5, the amount of team involvement that the two of you are able to do is completely and utterly remarkable. I've been told you are the one who calls out a lot of the rotations for the team. Can you take us kind of through the mental process of identifying battles to go forth? Because the team moves so fluidly.
I think that our team fight is really strong. Definitely a lot of the influence on how we move is just based on like when and where we should be moving. Like if you don't have prio, you shouldn't be going for a play. I even think like we force things we probably shouldn't, but we get away with it, which is kind of funny. But a lot of it comes from I think Wasp and I have played together for a very long time, and so he has an understanding of how I like to play the game, and being like primary shot caller, it definitely helps to have like a secondary person who understands like what we're supposed to be doing and what we want to be doing as a team. And I just think uh as a team together, we know when and what we're supposed to be doing. That hive mind kind of mentality, but we all just kind of like to play the game the same way. So we're all relatively on the same page as far as like what we should be doing. But it's kind of just like timers and math, like when you're supposed to be prepping, how you're supposed to be prepping, and then playing around priority, recognizing strengths in lane, and math, just hit tab when you're supposed to be prepping. How you're supposed to just kind of and then like where you could just gather information constantly. So it's really easy for me to look at items, look at power spikes, and understand when and where we can do things based on that. And a lot of the good information comes from my teammates. They're really good at communicating, so it makes my decision making a lot easier. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes. They tell me stuff, and then I scream at them like an angry soccer dad on the sidelines.
Angry soccer dad. No, that was a foul. No, can't believe you didn't get that. That's oh man. I'm not a dad, and so I'm pretty bad when it comes to my dad impersonations and not making that happen. So we'll just let that go. We'll let that go. But speaking of dads, we're gonna segue into relatives of you, Coreyjj. I hear you've got a relative in the LCS. You want to talk about that for a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. Hopefully they win worlds. There's a support player who I'm really hyped to see play. They play in the LCS. It's kind of it's an interesting region. This LCS. So I think
Is it
like
now?
maybe adapting to the to that play style is a little scuffed, but we'll see how it goes. They're definitely my I want them to win team at Worlds, but I think that there's how do I say this? Like Worlds is I was looking at like rosters and I was looking at teams, and there's such a high mid skill cap. Like you've got Showmaker, Chovy, DoinB, Faker. Like there's a lot of super strong mid laners. A lot of talent at Worlds this year. So I'm hoping that the support role can continue to carry and Coreyjj can make it happen for Team Liquid. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Got me my fancy name here, so that's how we like to play it.
That's what we were talking about. That was pretty good. We were talking about Coreyjj. Obviously, you're not a relative of that support player for Team Liquid, but we know where you stand in terms of your world's choice for a victory. I don't know if you tuned into any of the weekly ward that was on Sunday, but
Yeah,
the rest of the casters don't seem too optimistic for Team Liquid or any of the NA team's chances. I'm a little bit more optimistic. Not necessarily for your Team Liquid. I think 100 Thieves is just really strong right now, and I'm excited to see what they're able to bring to the table. But we've got to talk about the light league. We got to talk about you. We gotta bring it back a little bit
Oh
over
yeah.
to the light league, talking about the playoff picture. Because looking at you guys right now, DA Obsidian has confirmed their spot. There is no way that you guys will not make it into the playoffs. Walk me through like what your team has done so far, mentality wise, prep wise, to be able to prepare yourself for what is bound to be a very exciting playoff picture here this split.
Right now, we've really been focusing on the week to week. But I plan, probably soon. We'll want to start doing probably BO5 scrims, um, or just 5 block scrims where we run 5 games no matter what.
Gotcha.
That's probably going to be pretty key. But if we, or I guess I shouldn't say if, I mean when we land the first place seed and
Right.
make it onto the bye week, it'll give us a chance to look at the upcoming talent and what they're doing and how they're playing the game. So it'll give us a lot of scouting time.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, there's a kind of a downside to having the bye week is you kind of get like people have like you get rusty mechanics, right?
Yeah.
But I think like that's where if a team is taking it seriously, you hard pack scrims for that week because you don't have comp.
Hmm.
Um, and so hopefully we'll be getting a lot of scrims in. Maybe not necessarily teams specifically in this league. Maybe scrim against Grin Reapers. I'd actually like to play against them
Oh,
again. Um,
yeah.
just to kind of get a little bit of a little bit more taste in there. I didn't have enough Travis First Blood uh
Mm.
during our match, but
I
we'll
want
get
to.
him on the next one.
I want to chime in. I want to say that I did watch very little, but I did watch some of your matches throughout last week. Shout out to, I can't remember his name, but Billy Willard sent me the opportunity. Really, really good, or the opportunity to see another Twitch streamer's view of the game. So really appreciated that. Shout out to you guys as well. Really, really cool. We also want to give a shout out. We want to give a big shout out, a huge shout out, Coreyjj, to the one, the only, the Nova. I can't believe it. A $500 donation to XLNC. That is a massive chunk of change. Really appreciate
Holy.
what you did there. That is phenomenal. I can't believe it. I don't even have $500 in my bank account. My word. So thank you so much, Nova, for what you're doing. That is poggers right there. Get some poggers in the chat, or some pepes, or whatever. I have no idea what the meme game is right
Wow.
now.
That is absolutely insane. I do want to interject. You talked about the support gap being the most important thing, and you've backed that up with your gameplay so far all season. In fact, highest goal difference per game. You have owned it throughout the season. Your average currently 2,734 gold per game above your opponent. That is nuts. Second is August from Degenerates Ascension, 2,595. I have to ask, because mid, of course, roams quite a bit as well. Who is going to get the best of this matchup between yourself and August? Who's going to get the better of the other in the roaming game for this upcoming matchup?
I don't even know what bot lane looks like, so I definitely think that I have a
Ah,
favorable matchup against August because he actually has to stay in his lane. So I think I'll be roaming around. Maybe you'll see me top a couple times. We'll see.
well, before we let you go, Corey JJ, want to have a couple of rapid fire questions for you before we let you go. Similar to what we had last week, but I figure I'll talk about it. So, Corey, first question for you. If meta didn't matter, what is your dream comp?
Oh shoot. Uh, it'd have to be set for sure. And then I'd really like MF Rel Oriana with like J4
The
or an
ball
Echo.
delivery. Oh man,
Yeah,
that looks
that'd be the delivery system that you'd love to see.
for sure. Okay. Next question for you. Favorite snack? What are we munching on right now?
Holy moly. Okay, so I'm a huge spice guy, so I actually have ghost pepper like tortilla chips.
Dang! Oh
And
my god.
I'm hitting those up right now and it's very tasty.
Oh my god. All right, and then one final question for you. Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to the fans. Anything you want to say while you're on the air?
Oh yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to you, the casters, and everybody at Excellency for everything that you guys do. Hosting and everything has been great. Shout out to the teams that are playing tonight. I hope that they are putting up a banger for you guys and Twitch chat. So hopefully we can 3-0 pretty quick and come finish out the watching the stream with you guys.
Perfect. Well, we love to see it. Thank you so much for stopping by, Coreyjj. Let's give some hands out in the Twitch chat, please. Some hearts, some love over to Coreyjj stopping by. You know, this man, I asked him yesterday, I said, hey, can we get an interview? And he's like, let me figure it out. He takes a reduced lunch to get here on time and be able to make it happen. I'm super honored and very happy that you actually were able to take the time here to give us the interview. And best of luck to you guys against Degenerates Ascension. Going to be a really important matchup for both of you guys' teams, and I can't wait to see how it's going to play out for you guys.
Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you guys hopefully soon. So yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, so just gonna take it to a quick break. It looks like we are going to jump back into the matches, jump into our first game of the day here in just a moment. That is going to be Capedogs Unleashed versus the CB Stonk squad. Should be all ready to get that game started here momentarily. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back before you know it. See you guys soon.